Ross County were back on the road for Matchday 8 of the Scottish Championship to face Greenock Morton at Capello. Both sides were still hunting for their first league win of the season. The Staggies were looking to bounce back from a 2-1 defeat against Queen's Park 7 days earlier, while Dougie Imre's side were looking to carry momentum into this match after their late equaliser in last week's 1-1 draw against Arbroath at Gayfield. Tony Docherty made 2 changes to the side that fell to defeat against Queen's Park last weekend. Alex Iacovitti replaced the suspended Declan Gallagher, and after signing earlier in the week, Trevor Carson made his Ross County debut, replacing Ross Laidlaw between the sticks.
And today's mascots, let's give them a big welcome. We've got Xander, who's age 9 from our Gown Primary.
The Staggies were the first to threaten in the match. Jay Henderson's free kick found the head of Alex Iacovitti. The county centre-half guided his header over the bar, but he made his run too early and he was flagged offside. The Staggies were handed the opportunity to open the scoring from the spot. The Morton defence switched off as they expected the ball to drift out of play. Kieran Phillips was the first to react and pick up the loose ball and pick out Scott Fraser in the box. The county midfielder was wiped out in the box by Cammy McPherson, and referee Dan McFarlane pointed to the spot. Ronan Hale stepped up and fired the ball beyond James Storer into the back of the net to open the scoring.
Goal scorer for Ross County, Ronan Hale.
Hale's strike gave County the lead for the first time in a match since the opening day of the league season against Airdrieonians, as he fired in the Staggies' third penalty in their last 4 matches. Cammy McPherson was looking to make amends for giving away the penalty at the other end as he fired a free kick towards the bottom corner, but Trevor Carson pushed it round the post. Into the second half and what turned out to be a hugely controversial moment in the match. Morton thought they had levelled the scores following Aaron Comrie's cross as it was headed back across goal by county defender Ben Crompton, and the ball fell kindly to Kerr Robertson, who fired into the back of the net. The goal was initially given, however the linesman raised his flag for offside against Robertson and the goal was ruled out. The Morton players were furious with the decision, as was boss Dougie Imrie. It looks like the Staggies were very fortunate to get away with this one. The home side pushed for an equaliser, and it finally came their way in the 73rd minute through Cammy Blues. Morton kept up their pressure on the county goal and thought they'd edged ahead, but they were thwarted with one of the saves of the season. Tommy Adeloy was causing a lot of problems for the county defence with his physicality, and his header looked destined for the back of the net, but Trevor Carson showed his incredible reactions to pull off a world-class save to keep the scores level. The Staggies tried to push for a winner of their own. Carson nearly turned provider as his long ball was met by Jordan White, but he couldn't guide his header on target. Another long ball from Carson caught out the Morton defence and found Ronan Hale in the box, but he could only guide his effort into the side netting from a tight angle. Scott Fraser drove towards the Morton defence and opened up space for Gary Mackay-Stephen to cut inside and unleash a shot which looked goal-bound, but for a deflection which carried it over the bar. Fraser turned provider once again as his free kick found the head of Jordan White, but he couldn't guide his effort goalwards. That turned out to be the last chance of the match as referee Dan McFarlane blew his whistle for full time. Morton fans felt pretty frustrated that they did not win the match based on their second half chances and Robertson's controversial disallowed goal. They moved up to 7th in the table on goal difference, 3 points above County, who also moved up 1 place into 9th with yet another point on the road. The Staggies tried to push late on to snatch a winner, but both sides ended the match still searching for their first 3 points of the season. It finished Greenock Morton 1, Ross County 1.